We're here with legendary former Mats football coach and track coach Van Boschetti. How you doing, Coach?
Good, Jim. Thanks for having me.
It's been good catching up with you. I wanted to get a little bit of history from you for all the former Miramonte people that appreciated you over the years, and just give a little bit of history from the beginning. Where'd you grow up initially?
Well, grew up in Martinez, California. Actually born in Albany, but then not New York, but
Yeah.
Albany, California. And then we moved to Martinez. But first of all, I'm humbled. You say legendary. And stuff
Legendary.
like that, but I'm humbled by that and appreciate it. But
You had some good teams over the years, and it was no accident.
Very fortunate.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
So you played football at Alhambra. Any other sports too?
Played basketball.
Okay.
And was a third baseman in baseball.
So you're a busy guy. So you got a scholarship to College of Pacific.
No, from there I matriculated to Diablo Valley
Oh,
College.
DVC at first. Okay.
And played 2 years at Diablo Valley College.
Center and linebacker.
Well, I was a center, kicker, and I was mainly played defensive line.
Okay.
In those days, you sort of went both ways, but was fortunate enough to have enough success to then matriculate to University of the Pacific in Stockton, California, and get a scholarship. So I had to choose between, there was 4 schools involved, and I had to make a decision, and I chose University of the Pacific.
And there was also San Francisco State and Oregon State, right?
San Francisco State, Oregon State, and believe it or not, back in New Orleans, Tulane University.
Oh, Tulane, the Green Wave.
Yeah.
All right. So you played a couple of years at what became UOP, and then you ended up coaching under the legendary Vic Rowan at San Francisco State, right?
Yes, after my 2 years were up at Pacific, I was going to have to find myself. I had a chance to go on to the Canadian Football League and had a plane ticket for a tryout.
Which team do you remember?
It was Calgary.
Stampeders?
And my line coach got me the opportunity to do that. Ed Hinkey, a former 49er legend, was our line coach. And I had a plane ticket, I had everything, but prior to taking the flight for the tryout, I was in Tahoe and raising a little bit of kids. And I decided, no, I've been offered to go to SF State and become a student coach. And I said, rather than go up to Calgary and give it a try, I said, it's a long shot. I said, I'll go to SF State and become a student assistant.
And they had a really good program.
Oh, excellent. God, talk about success.
Yeah.
Camellia Bowl appearances and stuff like that. And in fact, we were involved in one of the biggest upsets in college football when we beat San Diego State, who was supposed to be about 20 points better than us.
Really good program back then.
And that's when they had Fred Dreyer, the legendary
Former Ram, yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was a great experience for me.
And so on the recommendation of Coach Rowan, you ended up being a head coach yourself up at Point Arena. How'd that go?
Point Arena.
Yeah.
Well, Coach thought I'd get killed in the city because running around with the wrong crowd and stuff. So he said there was a job opportunity that he could get me an interview, and he sent me up there. And as I drove up there, because I had grown up in the Bay Area, I thought I was off to Siberia.
It's a long way north.
Sort of desolate but beautiful.
Yeah.
And of course, I was a little younger then, sort of wasn't in awe of the beauty, which I should have been, and then I became in awe of it. But went up there, got the job. Clyde Akey, the principal at the time, interviewed me in the afternoon in a little cafe with some ranchers.
And loggers, probably.
And a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
versatility.
Yeah.
And when I got home, I had a phone call waiting. They offered me the job, and I took it. And the rest is history.
Eventually turned some things around up there, had some good years. And what brought you down to Miramonte?
Jim, we had sort of reached a pinnacle at Point Arena, and I wanted to get back to the area where I grew up. And there was a job opening at Miramonte High School, and a former teammate at Pacific, Tom Strain, who had had great success at Miramonte, was leaving to go to Los Medanos College.
Okay.
And so I decided to apply for the job and leave small Point Arena, which was a great experience. And sometimes I think in leaving jobs, you should leave when you're happy and not when you're disgruntled or teed off. And so I left, and I questioned myself a lot, but I arrived at Miramonte and
76, right?
yeah, you got it. You're probably better with the dates than I am. But Bob Callan, Bran Yates, Don the Buffalo Phillips, and Roger the Dodger were the interview committee. And there was quite a few people applying for the job. I mean, it was a big job in the Bay Area. And fortunately, I got it. I gained their confidence, and they thought enough of me to hire me. And so that's the way that went, coming to Miramonte.
And built up a good program there. Won North Coast your last year, which is a great way to go out. Got to the championship game a couple of years before that, and had a lot of really good players come through the program over the years. Who are some of the standout athletes that you remember? I know there's too many to name, but who come to mind?
Well, I think when you're talking about that, not to slight anybody, but I'm talking about Kevin Dacus when I first arrived his senior year. John Williams, one of great offensive linemen and defense. And then as we moved along, we had talked earlier about some other names, and there's so many, but I think of Jimmy Saunders, who became a coach. I go down the line, Peter Andrews, Brian McKean. God bless you, Brian. Kelly Olberton, a receiver, Jay Belasco, a linebacker. Craig Stokes, we brought him up as a sophomore, as we did the last year. I think it was 82 team.
You rattle those guys right off, too.
John Andrews, Rick Moots, Steve Sprinkle. There's a lot to bring in a sophomore up, but we thought that Stokes had the talent, and he sure did, because he proved it time. So they were special. And as I said, if I go back, I've been very fortunate because I was able to surround myself with up-and-coming, super good athletes.
Yeah.
And you've got to have the people to accomplish success. That's what we certainly did. So.
And who are some of the track athletes that you remember? Some of the girls you were mentioning, they're still on the record board now.
Oh my gosh, there was Karen Slakey, there was Lynn Bevan in the hurdles, there was Aaron Erber, little young, tiny thing could just fly like the wind. Marilyn Davis, Marshall, and others that were instrumental, But Stan was a 400 guy. 440 guy and tough. as they come, redhead
Yeah.
and stuff. So he was a good one.
And that old 400 record still stands from Dixon Farmer. Unbelievable. Running a 47 440 back in the 50s is just incredible.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Boy. When he ran his race, everybody watched.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved to have seen him run. And so you, after 82, had the chance to go over and coach at Los Medanos. Can you talk a little bit about those years?
That was another hard decision because, I could have stayed at Point Arena and probably been happy. I could have stayed at Miramonte and probably been happy. But we were having so much fun, so much success. As I said, sometimes if you're looking for a new challenge, that's the best time to leave when you're having success.
Yeah, go out on top.
Don't let it turn the other way.
Yeah.
And so I got an offer, and again, a tough decision. Just a tough decision. Leaving good people. And so I took it.
Did you go to work for the former Miramonte coach? Was Strain still there?
No, but he wasn't. He was a baseball coach.
Oh, okay.
He just was baseball.
Okay.
Because that's what he got hired as.
Okay.
Was a baseball coach. And so I got hired as an assistant to Marv McKean. But that only lasted 1 year. And then Marv stepped down. I became the head coach. And that's how that started. But in leaving Point Arena and leaving Miramonte, those were tough decisions.
Yeah.
Because you're leaving younger players and you're leaving fellow teachers, mentors. That's a tough decision.
Yeah.
And then, when you first get to the place, whether it be Point Arena, Miramonte, or in this case, Los Medanos College, you sort of question yourself. But then you can't feel sorry, you just move on. And it all rolls and becomes successful.
So how long were you at Los Medanos?
Well, I can't add them up, Jim, but if you go 2 years at SF State as a graduate assistant, and then you go 6 at Point Arena and 8 at Miramonte, and the rest at Los Medanos, and then I retired. I was close to 44 years of coaching.
Wow, that's a lot of coaching.
A lot of being on the field.
And where are you at today?
I'm retired. Found the love of my life, and we're doing well. We're traveling, going to Sicily. Of course, she's 105% Sicilian. We do go there, and so we've been doing a lot of traveling, just enjoying life.
And living in the Bay Area.
Living in the Bay Area.
Great.
Yep, still here.
Well, it's been real fun catching up with you. I know everybody will love to hear from you. A lot of people have a lot of great memories of your time working with them at Miramonte in the years past.
Thanks. Very enjoyable. Nothing but great memories and great people to be associated with.
Yeah.
Go Mats.
Go Mats.